We are just 87 days away from the 2024 general election. Good afternoon and welcome to Election Brief. We're live on DSTV channel 421, Go TV channel 125, on all our social media platforms and around the world at myjoyonline.com. Election Headquarters is brought to you by Petrosol Platinum Energy, Energizing Dreams, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, CIMA, and the Association of American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, AICPA, together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants. Also brought to you by the German Ozone Medical Center, Alternative Therapy, Dental Wellness and Beauty, as well as Chopbox Technologies, a convenience service, and Youth Bridge Foundation, bridging the gap for positive youth development. My name is Faustina Safo. Please stay for details. Thanks for choosing us for your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. The Ghana Police Service has given all clear to the National Democratic Congress ahead of their planned demonstration against the Electoral Commission. That is according to the General Secretary of the party, Fifi Fiavi-Kwete. He made the announcement in an address to the media at the EC headquarters after a meeting between leadership of the party and the Accra Regional Police Command. Let's go live now to the EC headquarters, where my colleague James Aveji is standing by via Zoom. James, the NDC was at the EC headquarters in the company of the police. Tell us more about that. We'll hear from James Aveji shortly, but let's listen to Fifi Kwete.
We had a very good meeting with the regional police bosses, and the agreement is that we are going to proceed with our demonstration on the 17th of this month. That's next Tuesday, and it's going to happen not just in Greater Accra, but in all the other regions of the country at the same time. We wanted to have a confirmation about the endpoints. In terms of the route, we had an agreement that we're going to start from the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, proceed through to Farisco, continue through TUC, continue through the ministries and come all the way to Parliament, and then end up in front of the premises of the Electoral Commission. We wanted to have the exact location. That's why we came in the police to come and see exactly where it is we wanted to have the termination point, and we've been able to agree on that as well. Generally, in terms of the importance of this demonstration, is to say that it is something that is beyond the NDC. It's a critical election ahead of Ghana. It is in everybody's interest to ensure that especially the register that's going to be in the center of this whole election is credible. It's one that everybody can have absolute confidence in. We've had clear instances to say that there are issues, and we are pressing for forensic audit to be done, and that actually is the reason why we want to embark on this demonstration. Like the NCO just rightly said, if there's really nothing to hide, then there should really be no problem at all. You should be able to open your door and say, listen, come and check and be certain that there's nothing, in order for the whole country to proceed knowing that everything is okay. So generally, that's what it is. We are asking the whole of the country to join this demonstration. It's critical for our peace. It's critical for our the very safety of our elections, to ensure that this country is able to go to election and come out in one piece. It's critical. So really, that's why we are going on this demonstration.
So the police have given you the all clear?
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay.
Absolutely.
Fifi Kwete, General Secretary of the NDC. Let's go back to James Aveji. You were there in person. What else came up?
Well, firstly, so the General Secretary, Fifi Fiavi-Kwete, was here at the EC premises together with the leadership of the Accra Regional Police Command to survey the area and agree on where they will set up at. He indicated that he, together with the police, have taken the route from the Kwame Nkrumah interchange all through the designated routes, through the forecourt of the Jubilee House, all through to the EC headquarters. And so they came to agree on a portion of the street that they are supposed to mount their stage and address the gathering. The party supporters will be accompanying them, as well as read out the petition they will be given to the Electoral Commission. And so they've come out to map up where the two parties or the NDC would be engaging the EC officials at before they address the media. Fosti.
We know that you're also stationed at the EC headquarters, and key individuals will be filing today. We know that Alan Tremantin of the Movement of Change is also expected to file. What's the latest on the filing of nominations?
So for 5 candidates are expected to file on today, the day 2. Yesterday, one candidate was expected to file, but he has been asked to come file today at 10 o'clock. We're expecting at 10 and 12 p.m. We're expecting 2 candidates who have not showed up yet here at the EC headquarters. At 4 o'clock, we are expecting leader of the Movement for Change, Alan Tremantin, together with 3 other candidates to file here at the EC headquarters. So from morning till now, no filing has happened. We don't know whether they'll be coming later in the day or later in the week, but no filing has happened yet. By close of day, we will know amongst the 5 candidates who amongst them will be filing by the end of the day, Fosti.
James Aveji, I will have you on hold because we need to talk about the filing of presidential nominations, and would go into details because we know that the NPP has released a statement, and that would give us an update on the back and forth at Wale Wale. We'll get into that shortly, but the Electoral Commission says it has concluded its internal investigations into the NDC's allegation of illegal vote transfers, and they say that there is no merit in the claims of the opposition party. The NDC has been demanding a forensic audit of the voter register. We'll hear from the Director of Electoral Services at the EC shortly. First, let's listen to the Deputy Director of Election and IT for the NDC, Dr. Rashid Tanko, and he has been explaining that the voter register is currently padded and bloated.
In provisional register, we always exhibit it right for corrections. But when the issues bordering on the provisional register, it's more than about corrections, simple corrections that, like, you come and say, my name is not properly spelled, my name is not arranged, my date of birth is not properly captured, my sex is not properly captured, and all that. Where we have major corrections and minor corrections. Minor corrections can easily be done at the exhibition center. And then the major one, like where your name is not there, you go and fill the inclusion form, and then they put back your name. But where you begin to see bloating, padding of figures in the register.
You've seen bloating and padding?
Yes, serious one.
Where's the evidence?
I'm just going to show you. We'll demonstrate it to them.
Okay.
I'm saying that we have 2 issues. One is about the register, the issues bordering on the register. And the second one is about the loss of the BVDs and the BVRs under CCT surveillance. When we went to meet the...
But the police is investigating that.
Well, Evans, when we went to meet the Electoral Commission on Friday, your team was there to cover it. In fact, they were standing while we were in there. The security checks they subjected us to before we got into their hall was enough to tell you that if your attack dog refused to bark at somebody who comes to steal your item, you should begin to question
but Tanko, even banks are robbed.
I am saying that this one is so serious.
Yeah, but that's why
because
the police
at
is
the time
investigating.
this thing happened, and we sent out the questionnaires for them to answer about the disappearance of those things. The EC initially, they were denying it.
Well, according to the Director of Electoral Services at the EC, Benjamin Banobio, the Commission instructed its IT department to investigate the claims of the NDC and found it to be baseless.
That is 2020. They raised that issue, and we told them that it involves other transfers since 2020. And so when you take that of 2020 from it and then 2023 from it, you come to get the actual figure. We told them that we have it, and we even told them. So if you deduct the 2 transfers, 2020, 2023, you will get the same figure as they are talking about. So it's not a matter of it being bloated. It's not bloated.
But is it an error Or was it deliberately done?
Initially, we wanted to track the movement of all the voters. That was why we did that. And we decided to give it to them. But now they say they want the 2024. We have gotten that. And so in our last meeting, we told them that that will be ready for them to see.
Well, James Abeji, I'm wrapping up with you as we move on to Wale Wale. Just final words from you before we move on to Wale Wale, James.
Well, firstly, beyond what we've heard from the Director of Electoral Services, the EC is expected to make an official statement on that. They were expected to do that yesterday. It has been deferred to today. And so we're looking forward to what the official position of the EC would be on that by close of day today. That press conference is also expected to happen alongside the filing of nominations. And so we look forward to see what they will be saying in that as well, Fosti.
We'll be looking forward to that meeting. But let's take you now live to Wale Wale because tension is rife there because supporters of Member of Parliament for the area, Zuwaira Laraba Abudu, have taken to the streets to protest following her decision to withdraw from the parliamentary primary. The contest was annulled by the Electoral Commission after some ballot papers were snatched, affecting sorting and counting. But her supporters are vowing to boycott the upcoming election if the National Executive Committee of the NPP selects her rival, Dr. Kabiru Mahama, as the parliamentary candidate. We'll cross over to our correspondent on the ground shortly and also give you an update because we know that the NPP has released a statement confirming who exactly will represent the party in that region. First, here is MP for Wale Wale, Zuwaira Laraba Abudu, explaining why she decided to step down.
Thank you so much, Watara. I'm very grateful for having you this evening. I think you know what is happening in Wale Wale constituency following the inconclusive of yesterday's promise or rerun. Now the EC was not able to declare a winner. So based on that, I've decided that I want to step down and will not go contest the seat again. I'm doing this for the sake of the greater New Patriotic Party and Wale Wale constituency. I'm doing this for the sake of unity, peace, love for the constituency. And I also want to urge the President and Vice President that I'm doing this for their sake. So I want to thank each and every one of you for always standing by me and always supporting me. I'm very happy and I want to encourage each and everyone to take peace as a stepping stone and let us all come together, fight and win this seat for Ghana. I'm very happy. Thank you so much.
Let's take you live to Wale Wale. Ilyasu Tango is our correspondent on the ground. Ilyasu, how long did this protest last for?
It was a hurriedly organized press conference. My understanding is that it took the Member of Parliament help to convince the supporters to stop this particular protest, but they refused. And so it took a few hours or minutes. They walked through the principal street of Wale Wale, chanting and threatening to vote against the MPP if the National Executive Council goes ahead to confirm Dr. Kabiru as the parliamentary candidate for that particular constituency. They said they do not agree to the decision by the Member of Parliament to withdraw from this particular contest. And the only thing, according to them, that will make them change their mind is for the National Executive body to either appoint an independent person instead of Dr. Kabiru to be the parliamentary candidate for that particular constituency.
But we have updates on that.
Has been the
we have updates on that because the NPP released a statement. So we'll get into that shortly. But then, is Zuwaira in support of this protest in the first place?
Well, like I indicated, our sources indicated that she did not initially support this particular protest. As I stated earlier, it took her, she tried to stop this particular protest, but the supporters were unbending. And so she allowed this particular protest to go. Yesterday, even before she announced her decision to withdraw from this particular contest, there were a lot of supporters that were sharing tears at her residence, urging her not to do this because they feel that she's the only person who can win the seat for the NDC, for the New Patriotic Party in that particular constituency. They claim that, or they think that she has done a lot for the constituency, and they feel that she should continue the fight. They feel that she was engaged in a very good fight, and they are not in agreement with her withdrawing this particular contest. So our understanding is that she tried to stop this particular protest, but it was beyond her.
Now, let's do the MPP's response shortly, but have you heard anything from Dr. Kabiru's camp?
Not at all. Like I said, since Monday's election, they have been, jubilating all since Monday because they have claimed that Dr. Kabiru, first of all, won the January election, and they also believe that he won the Monday election that was subsequently disrupted. And so they have been jubilating, and they stand by their word that they believe that KB won the election, and so it was not necessary for all that happened after the election.
But the protest has ended, right?
Exactly, but few minutes after the party statement came out, we are getting indications that there's also an ongoing mobilization for another more protests. In fact, I have spoken with some of the leaders who are saying that they are not going to compromise. They are going to go on with the demonstration, just so for the party leaders to know that they are not happy with what is happening or what has happened in the constituency, and they are not happy that the party is confirming Dr. Kabiru Mahama as the parliamentary candidate for the Wale Wale constituency, and they have warned that they are going to vote against the party. Of course, that has been the same warning by Dr. Kabiru supporters, who had also said that when Dr. Kabiru, or if Dr. Kabiru is not given the nod to lead the party, they were going to vote against the party. So now the table has turned. It is now the supporters of Dr. Ajia Lariba who are claiming or threatening to vote against the party.
We know tensions are rife there. What's the state of security in the area?
Well, Wale Wale already is a place where security already is monitoring because of a number of security issues, including armed robbery and the situation in Boko. And so we have a number of security forces already stationed, including military men. My understanding is that the MC has been informed about the plans for more protest, and they are currently putting in place measures so that in event this protest turn violent, they will be able to manage it. So even though the town is calm, there's uneasy or there's tension brewing, uneasy calm among supporters of Hajia Lariba.
Now let's bring you that statement from the NPP that came up talking about the party's official position And it says that the New Patriotic Party confirms Dr. Tai Abdul Kabir Mahama as parliamentary candidate for Wali Wali constituency. The National Executive Committee of the New Patriotic Party, at its meeting held on Wednesday, September 11, 2024, unanimously confirmed Dr. Tai Abdul Kabir Mahama as the party's parliamentary candidate for Wali Wali constituency. They say that the decision was arrived at following the withdrawal of Laraba Zuera Abudu, incumbent member of parliament for the area, and she has withdrawn from that race. And this resulted to Dr. Tai Abdul Kabir Mahama becoming the sole aspirant for the protest. They go on to say that the party regards in high esteem the decision of Zuera to bow out of the race and appeals to all stakeholders of the Wali Wali constituency to offer their unflinching support to the candidacy of Dr. Tai Abdul Kabir Mahama. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make the New Patriotic Party great and strong. As to if the party faithful in that region would heed this call by the party is what we are yet to confirm, but we'll be live in Wali Wali the whole day as we bring you updates. We are hearing of planned protests to come up because the Member of Parliament for the area, her supporters are not in support of the nomination of Dr. Mahama as the parliamentary rep for the area. Let's do some other stories now. We shift our attention to the NDC because the NDC flag bearer, John Dramani Mahama, says we must make a decision to ban alluvial gold mining. He emphasized that despite the economic contribution of Galamsey, the environmental damage it causes, especially to water bodies, it is not worth the cost. Speaking during a media encounter to wrap up his campaign in the Bono region, he bemoaned the destruction of water resources caused by illegal mining in the area.
Gold no every riverbed no just say anua ewo nsuo na se eho na omutu normal hohoro enti omo hohoro na atache a efri mu ba na asan ahohoro akonsuo no enti that's one. Then the second one ebi no ewo enye on the river but river na chain na omo pumping nsuo no eko asase no so normal hohoro gold no ho normal asan pumping nsuo na ayefi and you must just take a decision say alluvial gold no the yenja because we
must make a decision not to mine our alluvial gold because I've seen many countries with rivers containing gold, but due to their commitment to environmental purity and maintaining the rivers, they have chosen not to mine the gold. If we also make this decision, we should refrain from mining the alluvial gold and simply leave it.
We'll do an audit of the concessions. Why a concession?
We must also audit all the mining concessions and hold people accountable for what happens on these concessions.
We must hold the person responsible for whatever happens on your concession. For rivers, Omunim say gold or river, and I say, but because of the purity of environment and maintaining the river, no, omo take a decision say omo mine this our gold, no. And to say answer your first decision now, then we must not mine the alluvial gold. We should just leave it there.
Well, he also vowed that the NDC will scrutinize the electoral process at every stage, urging supporters to join the party's protest on the 17th of September to express their displeasure at what he describes as discrepancies in the voters' register.
NDC has problems with the Electoral Commission, not because we dislike the commissioners, but we think that we need to raise the red flag so that all of us resolve those issues before we go into the election in order that the peace we're all looking for will be sustained. And so anytime we complain about something, it's not because we're crybabies, but we're being proactive to make sure that everybody is satisfied with the process and that we don't wake up on election day to find chaos. We saw it in the assembly elections, if you remember, where some didn't vote on the same day as us. Can you imagine what will happen on election day if some regions are not able to vote at the same time that the rest of the country votes? And that's why we want the Electoral Commission to set up. And so, as announced by our chairman, on the 17th, we're holding a manifestation. It's an NDC protest against the Electoral Commission to make sure that they do their job and do it properly. And so on the 17th, our party members will all wear their T-shirts in every district of this country where there's an EC office, and they'll march peacefully to the EC office and demonstrate to draw the attention of the society to the need to put pressure on the EC to set up and do their job properly. And so we're complaining because of several anomalies in the voters' register. That is the process at which we are at the moment. Of course, the nominations, filing of nominations are going on. And then after that, there are other processes that will come, including printing of ballot papers and all the others. But we're scrutinizing every stage of the process, and we'll make our feelings known so that we all can monitor the process.
Let's stay with the NDC because Member of Parliament for North Tongue, Samuel Okujeto-Ablakwa, has indicated his jurisdiction will play a significant role in the National Democratic Congress winning the 2024 general election. He said the constituency would once again record the widest margin across the country, promising 94% in total votes for the NDC. He made this known when addressing party sympathizers at Bato after filing his nomination.
Sympathizers of the National Democratic Congress defied the rains to exhibit their support for Samuel Okujeto-Ablakwa as he filed his nomination for the parliamentary elections. Women leaders from across the North Tongue constituency submitted the form on behalf of the incumbent MP. Mr. Ablakwa, who is making a fourth bid to Parliament, promised the constituency would witness great transformation within the next 4 years.
I'm promising them even more hard work, even more impact, more loyalty, and more progress than I have ever been committed to as your member of Parliament. Remember that in 2020, North Tongue achieved the widest victory margin in the whole of Ghana. We are determined that in the 2024 election, we shall set another record. We shall make history again. So, when President Mahama came here, we launched Operation 94%. We are going to work very hard. We are not going to be complacent. We are not going to say we've won already. We want all the votes for President Mahama, for Vice President, Professor Nana Jenupoko-Ajiman, and Member of Parliament, Tokbe Wogbeji, the Honorable.
He indicated that in his next term, he would prioritize the resettlement of displaced victims of floods caused by the spillage of the Akosombo and Kpo dams.
As we speak, 1,360 of our fellow constituents, my beloved constituents, remain in tents. That is unacceptable. That is inhumane. That cannot be allowed. And so in my next term, I'm going to dedicate all efforts towards the full and total comprehensive resettlement and compensation of all victims, the over 12,000 victims of VRA spillage. And as a goodwill gesture, to show how committed I am, today, I am putting aside 100,000 Ghana cedis as an emergency rent support for our brothers and sisters who are still in the tents.
Fred Kwame Asari.
Well, that's it for Election Brief. For more news, please log on to myjournal.com. My name is Faustina Sako. Good afternoon.